This episode of Interviews from My Hometown contains explicit material and may not be suitable for all audiences. It is also produced by Toad Weekly Productions. Hello and welcome to Interviews from My Hometown. I am your interviewee, Seth Gamble, and today we have my dad, Jim Gamble. Jim Gamble, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Wouldn't you be the interviewer?
It works either way.
I believe I'm the interviewee, but that's okay. I like this setup. This is like a Larry King Live sort of setup. For you millennials, you might want to look that up on Google. But yeah, this is nice.
Thanks. So, could you give me a brief description about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, you know, I'm 52 years old, male. Married for 22 years. Have one son. Seth is his name. Lived in Wenatchee Valley for a long time. Work at Pacific Aerospace as a product engineer. That's about it for right now.
All right. How long have you lived in Wenatchee for?
I just told you a long time.
I mean, do you have a good estimate or?
Well, I was born here, raised here. I moved away for probably 4 years, so 52 minus 4, probably 48 years.
All right. So you can say you're a pretty good native here.
I'm a darn good native here.
What's the early life for you? Like sports, extracurricular activities, first jobs? Any good stories out of those?
Yeah, you know, I did the whole Little League thing full up, baseball and football. In fact, that was all I did all the way through high school. Growing up, pretty cool around Wenatchee. You know, a lot of you younger people swear that there's nothing to do around here. It was the same back then. So we did a lot of outdoor stuff. You know, in the summer, obviously, we'd ride our bikes, swim, walk around, hang out. You know, we did a lot of outside stuff. Wintertime was more... we still went outside a lot. I don't know why, but did a lot of sledding, that sort of thing. Snow. I still don't like the snow. I didn't like the snow back then, although I liked it better back then than I do now.
You had more stuff to do. You weren't hurting yourself as much.
I don't know. There was something to do, I guess. Yeah. So pretty cool hanging out around Wenatchee back in the old days.
So just football, no extracurricular activities or anything?
Oh, I thought you were talking about sports.
Well, sports,
just baseball and football. All the way up through high school. I was in orchestra. Started an orchestra in 4th grade. Played the bass fiddle, they like to call it, the stand-up bass. Played that through 9th grade, which is the end of junior high back in the old days. And then played a little bit of bass guitar after that. Boy, we did anything and everything. Outside mainly. So,
all right. Can you tell me about your wife and kid?
Yeah, they're awesome. So Chris is my wife. I met her actually on the Avenue. It was during Apple Blossom, about getting close to this time of year. Back in, I guess that would have been 97. Or so. We just got done playing a softball game with a buddy. We were on the Avenue. We're going to go sing karaoke at Trav's. Well, arguably one of the better places in Wenatchee. And her and her cousin Amber were driving by on the Avenue and screamed out the window at us. You know, I think it was probably pretty innocent, just having fun, but we flagged him down and talked to him, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
And then my son Seth, man, that guy, I tell you, he's a fireball. He's a fireball.
He must get in a lot of trouble, right?
No, he doesn't. Dude, good kid. Always been a good kid. Couldn't ask for any more.
That's nice of you to say. So let me ask about, I know you can't say a whole lot about your work, but I mean, on a simple basis, what do you do at work?
What do I do, or what do we do at work?
What do you do?
So a little background. PAE produces basically electronic enclosures and electrical connectors for all kinds of industries. Big lion's share of it is for the military, for defense work. We also delve into the medical side of things, downhole oil, space. Basically, as a product engineer, in most other companies around the world, they call this position a project manager. So I'm not sure why we're called product engineers, but basically what we're doing is overseeing an order, a job from a customer, all the way through from the placement of the order through shipment, and make sure that nothing gets tangled up, and if it does, untangle it. Kind of the liaison between the company and the customer.
All right. What do you do outside of work when you're not spending 8+ hours out at PAE?
Yeah, well, that might be a stretch. I spend a lot of time with Chris and Seth when he's around. But we bought this house coming up on 3 years ago now. The outside was, well, honestly atrocious. So been spending a lot of time fixing up the outside. Spent the last 2 years, and it was done last year on the front yard. And now we're working on the backyard to redo that. So I like to work outside, like to do stuff outside. Play some video games. When I'm not outside, mainly sports games. I like baseball. Baseball's big. GTA. I like GTA. That's cool. Just before this whole coronavirus thing, we do hang out with our friends every once in a while. Have a good time with them. Have a good group of friends. So.
One of them being future guest of the show, Ace Bollinger.
Ace Bollinger, man, I'll tell you, you got your hands full with that interview.
I know. It's gonna be a fun one.
That guy's he's a firecracker.
What are some of your favorite spots around town?
Like restaurants or
bars, hikes, bike trails, any of that.
Well, I guess restaurants and bars, if you will. It's usually whatever Chris tells me we're gonna do. That's my favorite. But we like to go have a beverage at Joe's Log Cabin every once in a while.
East Wenatchee or Wenatchee?
Oh, Wenatchee. The East Wenatchee is Dirty Joe's. Dirty Joe's. So, well, that's what they call it. Yeah, we like to. We're big Mexican food fans, so we got a couple Mexican restaurants we like. We like to go to Garlini's, and that's a shout out to Craig there. He does a great job down there. Yeah, we like to just roam around. Pybus is cool. We'll go down there and just walk around and see what the people are doing. Don't necessarily eat down there that often, but biking, we don't do a lot of biking anymore, but when we do, it's more normally just around town or just, around the streets and stuff. But it would be nice to get back on the trails a little bit. Sage Hills is cool.
Yeah.
Boy, what was that place we went to?
It's Angel Lakes, I think.
Ancient Lakes.
Ancient Lakes.
That was
Angel
a cool
Lakes.
ride. That was fun.
My mom, Chris struggled on that one though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she did.
Well, she has a road bike.
She
let's be
basically
honest.
has a mountain bike with road tires on it, so that doesn't work. And this is a lot of single track stuff and
A lot of rocks,
a lot of rocks.
a lot of mountain biking terrain.
Yeah, and she didn't like it.
No.
She didn't like it at all. So. This is like Larry King Live, really.
Yeah.
You need to look that up.
I've watched a few episodes.
Have you?
Yeah.
You're like Larry King. You got glasses just like him too. He made those glasses cool before you even thought about it.
I hadn't thought of this as Larry
But
King
like
Live.
his guest, that was an old show, His guest used to smoke cigarettes while on the show.
I mean,
We're
I
not-
don't know how much my mom would like that, but I can guarantee you can.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
No.
So
So I personally feel that you can tell a lot about a person through their music taste. So I want to ask
Sure.
about your music taste and what you like to listen to
Sure.
on a daily basis.
yeah, it hasn't changed. So I was a teenager in the 80s. Lion's share of my teenage years. Well, I guess all my teenage years in the 80s. So that was the formative years, and I grew up with what do they call it? Hairband, butt rock, hairband, whatever you want to call it. So that's still what I listen to. Favorite group probably ever is Motley Crue.
Mm-hmm.
You got Scorpions, Def Leppard, Metallica. I like Metallica. That was more towards the 90s, but really like Metallica. Like some of the grunge stuff. Nirvana's a good band. So mainly rock.
I know you
Yeah.
like some soft rock, like some Billy Joel's.
Billy Joel's
Neil
really
Diamond.
good. Neil Diamond. Where it begins. Oh, sorry. Hands, touching hands. We can't even sing that song nowadays, can we?
No, not during the Rona season.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's good. Yeah. I think I didn't. So I never liked country, and then I met Chris, and she likes country. So we compromised, and I like country. So Garth Brooks, he's good. He's good. Toby Keith.
Did you count Jimmy Buffett as country?
No. I
No?
don't think so. I count him as tropical or something like that.
Tropical
right?
country?
Tropical country. Is that a genre?
I think that's Jimmy Buffett's genre now.
Well, we should be. Is it on the internet?
I don't know, let me check.
Check out the Google. Because
Yeah.
if it's not, it should be.
I'm gonna look at what genre Jimmy Buffett is first.
Okay. So what about all those songs that are like
Country music is what they
he's
say.
country?
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting ripped off on that. I think.
Tropical country songs. Tropical country songs. Cheney Kesney, Zach Brown Band, Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett,
Margaritaville. That's
Blake Shelton.
That's
yeah.
Buffett.
Okay, it is a genre. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think all those like boat mix songs.
Okay.
I don't know if those are tropical, but they're more water based, right?
Yeah. It's more moist. It's moist
Yeah,
music.
Yeah, can you say that?
Moist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I know the old generation doesn't like that.
No,
word.
they hate
So-
that word. And a lot of the new generation don't like it either, but I like to rile them up.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
You
but-
do it all the time.
Well, I know. I'm trying to teach you as I move along through life.
You think the children will lead us to
Yeah, that's
Let
kind of
the
my
children
philosophy.
teach us?
Yeah, let them lead the way.
All right.
I believe that children are the future. You've got to teach them well, basically, and let them lead the way.
Is that from a song?
No. No.
So what is something that most people underestimate about you?
My ability to be awesome.
That it or
That's all you got to say. It's my ability to be awesome. No, honestly, no, that is honest. But secondarily, The, my organizational skills, my steadfastness to get a project done. My humor. I'm really funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I'm really funny. So, well, you know that.
Yeah, I know that.
So I don't have to say that any further, but yeah, I think that. And the funny thing about it, really, is if you look at me, what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So hidden. Don't you think so?
A lot of my friends have said that you looked really big and menacing when they first met you, and then they realized you're just a big teddy bear.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm contradicting myself. It's like, you can't judge a book by its cover or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. No, I'm a happy-go-lucky.
Happy-go-lucky. That's what it
Right.
really leans down to.
Now, people at work might not agree with that.
No, I've gotten emails about people that you've made cry.
I have. And you know the funny thing about that?
What's that?
100%. Yeah, 100% of the time, it's because they weren't doing what they should have been doing. And
Yeah,
I basically was just telling them they weren't doing what they should be doing.
I can't disagree with that statement in any way, shape, or form.
So, hey, it's work, man.
Yeah.
You gotta do the work.
What is the best compliment that you've ever been given?
Best compliment I've ever been given.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of them, like to choose from. So, probably that, and I've got this many times in different forms, but probably, or something like, you're doing a great job as a parent, or your son's a really good young man, or whatever. So, yeah, that makes me feel good. We Chris and I try to do our best, and I think we've done a pretty good job.
I think you've done a really good job.
Well, you should think we've done a good job.
So this one's a little weird.
Okay. I like weird.
Well, I know. But I coined a term known as a Wenatcheeite. It's a person that lives in Wenatchee.
That's a Wenatcheeite?
Wenatcheeite, yeah.
You sure that's right?
That's what I coined.
Oh.
It's my term.
You sure it's not Wenatcheearian?
No, I don't like that. Or it's too close to Washingtonian. I don't like that. So
Wenatcheetonian?
I don't like that at all.
Wenatcheeite.
Wenatcheeite.
Okay.
What does being a Wenatcheeite mean to you?
Well, it's all right. So Wenatchee's, I guess, still considered a small town, although it's a lot. So you got to realize, when I grew up in Wenatchee, it was probably, well, it wasn't probably, it was half the size it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a small town. I guess it's still considered a small town, but there's a lot of people here, But I think the big thing about being a Wenatcheetonian, Wenatcheeite, whatever you want to call it, it's about community, right? It's still small enough where people, you can be out shopping, you run into people, it's about the four seasons. It's about although I hate winter, for the record, but it's about the four seasons. It's about the beauty of this valley. Gorgeous place. I deal with a lot of East Coast customers, and they'll come visit, and they can't say enough about the valley. It's gorgeous. Probably, we're lucky to be able to grow up and live in this place, and have have raised families and have employment here and that sort of thing. But it's about community. It's about outdoors, I think. It's about pride in the place where you live. And a lot about friendships, I think, because there's a lot of good people that live here, and we're lucky enough to be able to be around a lot of people that are good people.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I've heard through these interviews and asking that question is, what does being a Wenatcheeite mean to you? No, I'm going to say everyone has said community.
Yeah, it's pretty tight knit, really. You think about it. Having lived in the Seattle area, you're just a number. You're just a person. Everybody's doing their thing. There's a lot of people there. Scale it down here, and you got a lot of people that care about everybody else that lives here. And honestly, a lot of people know each other for years because they grew up here. Their parents grew up here, so their parents knew each other. I still hang out with people from high school that I've known. Some of them I've known since I was 6 years old. So you can't change that, and that probably comes along with the territory. Anybody that grows up in a town and stays there, I'm sure, is the same. But seems pretty strong here.
Yeah. So I like to give time to my the people, my guests that come on the show, to ask me some questions.
Sure.
As a fellow Wenatcheeite.
Sure.
So what questions?
So I'll be the interviewer now. Now you can be the interviewee, right?
Yeah.
That's the way that works.
Yeah.
The person that asks the question is the interviewer. The person that answers the interviewee. All right, we clear?
Yeah.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
At times.
What times?
3 to 4.
Okay.
No, there's some things that pop up on the interwebs or something like that made me go, maybe that's interesting, maybe. And then it usually fades away, and I don't believe anymore.
All right.
I'm more a God person. I'm
UFOs?
Really... Yes. Yeah.
Really?
The universe is infinite. It's been proven that the universe is infinite. So you're telling me that there's no other life forms out in the universe?
Yeah, I'm just asking you a question.
I'm just giving you the same answer I give everyone else.
Ghosts?
No, not anymore.
Why not?
Besides the Holy Ghost.
Why don't you believe in ghosts?
It's because of my personal beliefs as a Christ follower.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone goes to heaven and they are basically condemned there, and they're left there. They can come down and visit, but you're not going to be seen by your fellow relatives.
All right. That's good. What do you want to do with your life?
I really have wanted to push into something technology based, whether it be cinematography, full-time podcaster. That'd be cool. Or
is there any money in that?
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Thanks. Or whether that be a sound mixer, a full-time sound engineer of some sort, or working at a church as a technical person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing currently to get you to that point?
Currently, I work full-time at PA&E, Pacific Aerospace Electronics.
Sure.
Part of HSG.
Right.
Hermit Solution Group.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
And I intern when it's not Rona season at a Sage Hills Church. And I've had my last 3 guests have been members of Sage Hills Church. So
it's a great church.
It's a great church. That's why I continue to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Okay. If you put instant coffee in a microwave, will you go back in time?
Boy, that's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't think I'd put it in the microwave.
It's just one of those things I've always wanted.
Yeah, I think you need to keep looking.
Instant coffee, but you speed up instant? What's that? Does that put you in a parallel universe?
I think you need to keep looking.
Yeah, I'm not.
Go to like a physicist or something.
You know why no one knows the answer to it? Because the people who have tried it are back in 1960 or something. You know?
Making good points.
Yeah. Do you ever want a dog?
Yeah.
Why?
The companionship. Growing up as an only child, it's been, just trying to find that companionship.
There's people for that.
Well, lifelong. People come and go. Dogs stay.
Yeah. They're kind of silly that way. Yeah, we don't like dogs. I mean, we like dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to have a dog.
Yeah,
That's why you haven't had a dog.
that's what you told me.
Right.
What about ferrets?
Ferrets are animals.
Yes, that's a true statement.
Really, you got to be responsible, though. You know, if you have a pet, you should be responsible at least. And if you want to go somewhere, you got to plan for who's going to care for them and that sort of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a kid. I mean, we did that with a kid.
Yeah, kept them
But
alive.
kids you can take with you a lot.
Yeah. A lot of the time.
They're mobile. They're mobile for sure. All right. What are you gonna do this summer?
This summer, I don't work. Do a lot of working.
Do a little dance.
Make a little love.
Yeah.
Basically get down tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm planning on gonna try and get out more. I feel like I spent a lot of this last summer being kind of enclosed. I had my own little bubble that I was living in. I kind of want to pop it and go out, you know?
You got a brand new bike.
Yeah.
I think you've been on it once.
Well, it's been a little cold out.
It's like the mid-50s right
It's
now.
58 right now.
Yeah. So you should get on your bike. We should get on the bikes.
I agree.
You got to pump up my tires, but
Mine are perfectly fine.
what
Last time I was on my bike was the day after Christmas, 26th.
Yeah, I rode with you. And
It was a little cold.
It was cold. It was a lot warmer now.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in, let's say 10 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Married.
Okay.
And a kid.
10 years from now?
10 years from now.
All right.
What's today's date?
So-
March or February, April 5th, 2020.
April 5th.
So
2020.
2030.
2030.
I'll be 29.
Yes.
I'll have a kid and be married by then.
Okay. So you realize I didn't have a kid until I was 33.
Yeah, but you and my mom have 7 years age difference?
Yeah, 8.
8?
8.
8.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so she was 25. So, yeah.
That's a
I
good
got you.
good in between, you know?
So what's your take on being a Wenatchitonian or Wenatchee?
Actually, yeah.
I like Wenatchitonian better.
I don't know if I do. My take on being Wenatchee, it's a lot of the same of what you said. It's a lot about community, a lot about getting to know the people that you're surrounded by. I feel like, especially through this pandemic that we're in, we've had a lot of time to connect as a community because we're constantly going and picking up food through a local business, or we're trying to help out another local business by shaving our head or something.
Yeah, when's that happen?
As soon as I hit 300 on the GoFundMe,
Gotcha.
I can look.
Well, let's that should be a shout out to some people, because when's this gonna air?
Whenever we get 300, I need to tell Ace.
No, when's this podcast gonna air?
2 weeks from now.
Oh, really? Okay, so it'll be well past when this happens, but hopefully you guys have committed some of your funds to Seth's worthy cause, to the Lighthouse Ministries.
Yeah, Lighthouse Ministries is great. Great ministry program. They do a lot for the valley. I did their clinic video, and that was a lot of fun. I loved doing that. Even when I complained about it, I still was happy I was there and doing it.
No, it's great. It's great. We went and toured it after they got done redoing it or whatever they were doing. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if I have any other questions. I mean, there's probably 1,000 questions I have for you.
Yeah.
But like, why haven't you cleaned your room recently?
I think it's been about a week.
Yeah, that should happen every day, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that one.
All right.
So, how I like to end the show is I let the guest give me a joke.
Okay.
Tell me a good joke that you got.
Well, I have one that's my favorite. It's my go-to.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And you know it, right?
I
But
do know
I'll
it.
share it with with the group here.
Yeah, it really doesn't do.
It's not good for radio or audio, whatever we're calling this. It's
more
a lot more of
it's a visual joke.
Yeah, but a horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" So now, for you people back out in Radio Kingdom, imagine a horse has a real long head. So why the long face? Kind of a play on words. It's awesome. Two men walk into a bar. Why didn't the second one duck? I mean that's a visual too, but that's great. That's great radio right there. I don't care. If you can do like
a dyslexic
Abbott and Costello, who's on first, you can do that on radio, right?
A dyslexic man walks into a bra.
Yeah, that's good. Now on your that's whack. Now you had someone on your show the other day, and one of his jokes was pretty good.
Nathan,
he said, "I stole a pair of tennis shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what they were laced with, but I've been tripping all day." Now see, that's some funny stuff right there. That's good.
Oh,
that's good. Well, then what was that? Oh, how do you make holy water?
Boil the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. I like that. Oh man. Okay. Well, so that's my go-to joke, really.
Do you have anything else? Any other good jokes that you can tell?
Boy, not top of my head. No. I don't do a lot of jokes.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Well, a lot of it's just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Sort of thing,
yeah.
Right? I play a lot off of TV shows. So like my head, and you know this, but for the people out in the world there, my head's like a musical. It's a TV show musical all wrapped in one. So anything someone says, I automatically tie it to a song or a TV show or whatever. It's like TV, it's mainly Friends, a lot of Friends references, a lot of Rules of Engagement references.
It's a good underrated show.
Yeah, Rules of Engagement. If you guys haven't seen this, if you guys haven't ever checked that out, Google it or get on the Google, whatever. Check it out because I think it's on Roku. If anybody has a Roku channel, check that out. It is funny. David Spade, I think, is the only really known actor on there, but the whole show is funny.
I think Jeff, whoever his actor name is, he's pretty well known.
Yeah, he was Putty on Seinfeld. If any of you guys watch Seinfeld, so yeah, he's good. But
could you give me some of your favorite movies? Because you quote a lot of movies too.
I do. Well, and I have, and this will probably come back to bite me, but I have a special place in my heart for Tom Cruise movies, right? So there's a lot of them. Top Gun, obviously, A Few Good Men, Cocktail, Days of Thunder, Jerry Maguire, Rain Man, the first Mission Impossible. The rest of them I don't know, but the first one for sure. Like most of the Cruise movies are pretty good. And most of the movie choices I like are from the 80s and 90s, right? I think the last movie I saw, are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
Check. Last movie we saw in the theater, we went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody. That was good.
Yeah,
that was really good. So I do see a couple new movies here and there, but it's mainly older movies. Chevy Chase, I really like Chevy Chase. The Vacations, Spies Like Us, Funny Farm. Those are all good. What other movies do I like? I like what's that the housing market one called? The Big Short.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't watched that, check that out. Especially if you want to learn about the housing crisis in 2007, 2008. Awesome movie. Moneyball with Brad Pitt. That was really good. I'd watch that one over and over.
I think you're the only one that thought it was really good.
It was really good. Speaking of Brad Pitt, A River Runs Through It. If you guys should check that out if you want. It's a really good story. Boy, I could go on and on.
Yeah, you could.
There's a lot of good classic movies out there.
Yeah. Do you have one one last note. Do you have just a personal quote that you say a lot that you'd like to end the show with?
Yeah, I've got one comes to mind right away, and I'm sure anybody that's been around me knows this. You know it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I do know what you're going to say.
Right. Sloppiness breeds inefficiency.
Thank you for listening to Interviews from My Hometown. Again, thank you so much for listening. And Jim, thank you for being on the show.
Peace out, homies.